My name is David Gehring. Today I'm going to show you the steps involved in changing a bicycle inner tube and tire. As an avid Albuquerque area cyclist and amateur mechanic for about 15 years, I've learned quite a few different procedures. Some of them have come in handy time and time again. The most common mechanical failure involved in riding a bicycle is fixing a flat tire. I would highly recommend that anyone interested in cycling would learn this basic procedure. The tools and materials you'll need for this procedure are an inner tube, an inflation device, tire levers, a valve core removal tool, liquid sealant, and a sealant injection bottle. So step one of this procedure is to take the tire off of the bicycle. I have the bicycle set up. I'm not using the stand, but I have it just set up upside down. This is sort of the standard way to change a bicycle tire or perform any maintenance during a ride, and so I'm going to do it that way. Pull this lever, which should be located on the opposite side of the drivetrain, and then loosen the axle a certain amount. And the next step is to release the derailleur. This derailleur has a clutch mechanism that I'm going to switch off. Older derailleurs or road type derailleurs won't have that clutch mechanism, but you basically push the mechanism back enough to just release the wheel and the cassette from the chain. So I'm unscrewing the valve stem, and on this Presta valve type you just depress the valve and it should release the air. You'll basically want to release all the air from the tire. To release the tire from the rim, you'll want to use your tire levers. Having two tire levers is the best way to do this, although you can get by with a screwdriver depending on how tight your tire is. First, you'll insert one tire lever under the bead of the tire and pry it over the rim surface like that. Insert the second tire lever about 4 inches down from that first tire lever and get a good 4 inches or so of tire exposed. On a looser tire, you can just press and release like so. On a tighter tire, you may have to cross back over with this other tire lever, pry again, and then you should be able to release the bead of the tire. Just like so. Allowing you to free the tube out. You want to find the valve stem. Oftentimes on these Presta type valves, you'll have a retaining nut, such as this one. So unscrew the retaining nut, and then the valve stem should slide directly out of the ring, allowing the tube to come free of the tire. From that stage, you should be able to release the tire from the rim completely. Important before reinstalling your tire and tube to check your tire for thorns by running your fingers along the inside like so to try to find what may have caused the flat in the first place, and try to find any of the thorns that might still be in the tire, because they'll just re-puncture your new tube. You'll want to start when reinstalling the tire by reattaching the retaining ring onto the valve stem and giving the tube just a couple pumps of air to make putting the tire on a little bit easier. You want to start by getting one side of the tire seated in the bead. And then move to the other side. And again, this is usually a little easier if you put a couple pumps of air into the tube. Until you get just to this last little bit where you may need to use the tire levers again to pop it over and to slide it into place. At this point, you'll want to put the tire back onto put the wheel back onto the bicycle by putting the cassette through the chain and again pulling back on the rear derailleur and then letting it sit into the dropouts. Retighten your axle and reclose the quick release. Most people these days don't use patches so much anymore. Most people use a liquid sealant of some kind. So these little bottles will work to fill up your tire. You can also buy the stuff in a bigger bottle that you may need to transfer to a little bottle such as that. And here I have a valve core stem removal tool. This one side works for the Schrader valves and this other side is for the Presta valves, but it should give you a good grip on the valve stem and allow you to just twist it out of there. And then simply take your bottle of sealant, squeeze it out into the tire, and reinstall the valve core stem. Hand tight with the tool is usually tight enough. And at that point, you're ready to fill it up with air and start riding again. A few important things to remember are to inspect and maintain your tires in between rides, to check your tires for proper pressure before setting out on a ride, and to make sure that axles and any other quick release levers are securely fastened before riding. It is also a good idea to carry an emergency flat repair kit with you while riding, consisting of an inner tube, tire levers, and a portable inflation device. And most importantly, ride safely and have fun.